Hey, Christian Gray here, founder and CEO of MEE. Wanted to make this video because in my PowerPoint I go into, what MEE is. But really one of the most important parts is why MEE, what's the reason behind why I wanted to create it, and a little more about my background and where I'm coming from. So I grew up homeschooled, and something that's unique about homeschooling that really applies to the high school public education is while I was homeschooled, we had what we called PACEs, and they were little booklets in math and science and social studies. And we had a set amount that we had to get done every year. And because me and my siblings wanted to, we wanted longer summers. And so we knew, okay, we have this set amount, so let's do this amount per day and we can get done in April, this amount we can get done in March. And so we had longer summers. And so that really applies later on to how high school curriculums work. The same with they have X amount of ideas and theories that need to be taught in X amount of time. So if we can find a way to streamline that, which I think that we can through me, and I explained that in the PowerPoint, then we have so much time to expand into other areas and really focus on educating them, students as individuals. And so more about me growing up. I grew up an entrepreneur. Both my parents are entrepreneurs. They own their own businesses, and I've had these invention booklets since I was 6 years old, and I've always known I wanted to create. And so homeschooling was great. Eventually, I transitioned into public school in seventh grade, where really my learning curve and the momentum I had with my learning really halted because I was then stuck at their pace, and there was no system in place for me to excel at my own pace, or any student, therefore, to excel at their own pace, because everyone is not going to be as slow or as fast learner. So we need a system, a scalable system that students can excel and get to the benchmarks that the state requires. And so that was always something that bothered me. And it really, really bothered me once I got to high school when, technology, this is back in, I guess, 2008 when Facebook had started coming out. We realized, and all of us students realized that very early on, that a lot of the stuff that we're learning in high school, we could just Google. We could find the information much quicker and much more efficient. And granted, I respect the education system because there are smart people that have come before that put these systems in place. But it's time that we change those systems for the 21st century, and I think MEE can accomplish that. So, we learn all this stuff, and not to mention that all these things that we learn in high school we can Google and find the answers to much quicker. But as well as these things that we're being taught, we're not shown the end game. So these ideas and theories, I guess, they don't have, something concrete that we can attach them to. And that's another thing that I think we can solve with MEE, is because once kids get their state mandated curriculum done, we can then show them, a day in the life of an engineer, a day in the life of a surgeon, a doctor, anything like that. And then we can say, okay, these are the skills that you need to learn. So here are the courses that you're going to take in order to learn those skills. And then, obviously doctors, lawyers, you go to college for that kind of stuff. But there's many other careers out there that, kids can learn these skill sets in high school and be better prepared for the marketplace of tomorrow. And so that's another pain point of mine, is the arbitrariness of the high school education, things that were taught. And so once I graduated, I ended up going to college because, that's what people did. And that's what high schools push you towards. And I learned very quickly, because I didn't know why really I went. I learned very quickly that other people that had no idea why they were there either. And they're switching majors and spending tons of time and money trying to figure out what to do with their life. The whole self-discovery process. And it's not a safe environment because the real world hits pretty hard. And so what we can accomplish with me is if we pull that experience, that almost undergrad college experience back in high school, and allowing those kids to pivot and take different courses based on what their interests are. And we can use big data like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and hashtags and all that stuff. We can find what their interests are and put courses and a day in the life videos in front of them so they can get a better idea of what they're really interested, who they really are, and really focus. I guess the biggest idea is we can put the information that teachers give in a much more efficient manner through technology, through the phone, which I'm using right now, and which everybody's so used to using, having a screen in front of you. We absorb information that way, and so well nowadays. We're just used to it, and we use those tools that are already in place, and let teachers build people versus teaching them something that we can just Google. And I have mad respect for teachers. I had great teachers growing up, but then I also had a couple lazy teachers that give you the worksheet and you watch the video and then you take the test. And in reality, kids want more. We want more interactions from those teachers. And all these things that I've talked about are very personal to me through my homeschooling experience and into my public school transition. And MEE is all about bringing all the pros that I had and the type of education that I got from homeschooling into a scalable model for the public school, because unfortunately in a school system that is based off of No Child Left Behind, because we bring the level so down low, people are getting left behind because we're bored, we're uninterested. And I think MEE has a really good shot at solving and helping a lot of other young upcoming students. So thank you.